Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov was born April 22, 1870, in a picturesque town of Simbirsk on the Volga River. He was raised in a well-educated family. Vladimir was exposed to many radical views. He graduated high school first in his class in 1887, receiving a gold medal for outstanding work in high school. That same year, his older brother Alexander and a group of rebels were arrested and executed for taking part in a scheme to assassinate the Tsar of Russia, Alexander III. With his father dead and his brother executed, Vladimir became the man of the household. He had all the intention and potential to become a great lawyer, but his path was drastically changed when he took part in a demonstration opposing university regulations. After a mere 2 months at university, he was expelled. After being expelled, he took to the books that inspired his brother. In 1901, he changed his last name to Lenin and became the leader of the Bolsheviks, a radical group who supported a small number of committed revolutionaries willing to sacrifice anything for radical change. Later, he was exiled from Russia to Siberia for many years. This time well succeeded the beginning of World War I, in which Russia was opposing Germany. Germany, wanting to cause as much trouble for Russia as possible, arranged Lenin's return.
Germany, goodbye! Привет, Russia! Hello!
Germany believed that Lenin's return would cause unrest in Russia and hurt its war effort. Lenin took no time in gaining control. By the fall of 1917, people in cities were rallying to the call, "All power to the Soviets." Lenin's slogan, "Peace, Land, and Bread," was gaining widespread appeal. In November 1917, without warning, Lenin and his followers took over government offices and arrested the leaders of the provisional government. After the overthrow of the government, Lenin inherited the problems from the previous ruler. His first order of business to resolve the problems was to distribute all of the farmland among the peasant farmers. He gave control of factories to the workers and ended Russia's involvement in the World War by signing the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk in March 1918. In March 1921, Lenin launched the New Economic Policy, or NEP, and temporarily ended his plan for a state-controlled economy. The NEP was a small-scale version of capitalism in which farmers were allowed to sell surplus crops instead of giving them to the government. Also, individuals could buy and sell goods for a profit. Small factories, businesses, and farms were allowed to operate privately. However, banks, large industries, and all means of communication were government-owned. He also strongly supported and encouraged foreign investment. To keep nationalism in check, Russia was organized into several self-governing republics under the central government. He renamed Russia the Union of Soviet Social Republics, also known as the USSR, in 1922. Russia was given this name in honor of councils who helped launch the Bolshevik Revolution. In 1924, Lenin established a dictatorship of the Communist Party by creating a constitution based on socialist and democratic principles. In 1928, farms and factories were producing as much as they were before World War I. Unfortunately, Lenin did not live to see these days, for he suffered from many strokes, and the last 18 months of his life were spent as a semi-invalid. He died in 1924. After his death, a huge power struggle for control of the party and the country broke out, and Russia would never be the same.